All right. So we are live. We are live. We are live. Thanks for everyone coming through. Thanks for everyone coming through. All right. So basically, if you see the title, Money, Power, Respect, everybody know basically through a lot of uh, rappers, did Money, Power, Respect. Um, of course, the movie Scarface talked in detail about money, power, and respect, and throughout highlighting everybody that's coming in. So basically, for the most part, we're gonna talk about basically with the title, money, power, and respect. So as we're talking about the money, power, and respect, we're gonna get some ground rules set because on my channel, basically, I mostly try to get people to be informed about money. You know, like I said, we on this journey together. So when it come down to it, a lot of us that are coming in and getting on the journey, you're actually learning things as time go on. And like I said, I'm not knowing all the knowledge. You might not be knowing all the knowledge, but we learning together. My biggest thing that I try to encourage people to let them know is no excuses right now. You know, we've always heard if you want to hide something from people, put it in a book. But to the degree, everything is on the internet. So, if your parents never taught you this, it's not an excuse. And, that's one of the biggest things when it comes to finance. A lot of people are lacking in finances because of the lack of the information. When it comes down to it, you know, for instance, with me, my grandmother, she actually didn't teach me that much in the finance because she went into the realm of working, I mean, just being an employee, working for somebody. She's always had a job. And so that was the thing for her. The course of action was going to college, getting you a good job. As far as my aunt, she taught her kids because she went to school for accounting and computer science. So her thing was she owned her own business, and then she also um she taught her kids finance and stuff because she had a job, which she worked for I think Sears, and then she ended up owning her own store, like a convenience store. So when it came down to it, she taught her kids most on the finance side. Every one of her kids, except for her older daughter, all had business. They all had some form of business. Her older daughter was more into, school. So she took the route of learning to going in the field of becoming a doctor. But, far as her two youngest, well, the two youngest, they went to the field, even though they worked for people just like their mom, they always had a knack for money and learning how to save money. So that was one of the key things with them. And so that's why basically, with me not learning so much privy to money, as I got older, I learned it. And one of the key things I've always said on my lives, even on my shorts and everything, I always talked about the power of life insurance, and I always shout out Alonzo Hall and everything, the All-Star advisor. People who have renters, you can put his link in the chat and you might see Alonzo today. But the biggest thing with my family, we always talked about life insurance because one of the biggest things, my granny always said that you don't want to leave a burden to your family members, you know. And the more I'm on this journey about life insurance, I'm weighing so many different options in regards to life insurance. How um, me and Alonzo was having a discussion, and I told him that I bet life insurance was better than a 401k. Because when we have the conversation, like I told me, I got hit hard. A lot of my coworkers got hit hard. When the situation where the financial crisis happened, a lot of people lost tons of money in their 401k, anything that they, pretty much dealing off the market, they took a hit. But with the life insurance, it kept going, especially with a universal index, it's steady growing. A whole life, it was steady growing, the money you put in there. So, like, as of right now, that's where my money mostly is backed at. Of course, in the future, I'm doing a IRA, I'm still thinking about that. But I'm like, if I put my money in the IRA, because the biggest thing that a lot of people fail to realize is having different vehicles to make your money move. You know, if you're gonna do life insurance, you know, everybody knows the traditional 401k, so do 401k. You know, and the great thing about that is with a lot of people, their company matches their money. So if you have a spouse, it's in your best interest to actually, put more money in there to, reap the benefits. A lot of people can borrow off their 401k, just like they can borrow off their life insurance. At the end of the day, it's your money. You know, I was looking at a good guy I always watch, Billy Carson. And Billy Carson was talking about how he funded his vacation to go to Machu Picchu, is a place like a mountain, and going into Africa and going into the desert and finding bones, from dinosaur bones and giant bones and stuff like that, was due to him going in his life insurance, taking money out of his life insurance policy and putting and funding his trips because he's able to pay the life insurance back and everything, and he's paying himself. You know, he was like, "You're not going to shortchange yourself when you're doing this." So it was beneficial for him to actually do it. Get the life insurance, pay into it so many years, and then when he has certain things like that, he takes advantage of it. But basically, I'm gonna talk more about you know helping people to budget, because that's one of the key things that a lot of people are lacking right now, as far as trying to get their expenses together. And I watch a channel, Budget with Me, and she breaks down all the expenses that she have and go into, the lack of funds, that people not having because they don't budget their money properly. There's different apps, Mint. You can use just a plethora of apps. Even with QuickBooks, they have it for business, but personally, you can put your money in there, track it, see where it's going. Mint is one of the top ones, in my opinion, that does that. They have I forgot the name of this other app. I think I got it. It's a app that helps you get rid of all your like subscriptions, because most people, you'll have money coming out your account and you won't even know. I actually was doing a review on my account. I ended up having something coming out for Google, which I thought it was for YouTube. And I was like, I don't pay any subscriptions for YouTube. But coming to find out, it was actually a Google storage account, because I paid for Google storage because of all my pictures I have. So I have so many pictures, I have to end up switching them over to my external hard drive. And, I found that out. So that was like an extra $20 I can cancel that comes back into my pocket each month. You know, Looking at my phone bill, I found out I had a subscription for Disney Plus, but I already have Disney Plus. So why was I paying two subscriptions? One of my kids, they did the trial, and after the trial, if you don't cancel, they actually charge. And so that was one of the things, learning about my finances. The more I keep looking into it, the more I keep learning about, you know, things of that nature, it's just the better it made me be. So basically, there's more or less three principles that, the basics on starting is budgeting. The second one is paying down debt, which I typically flip. The second one to me is saving. Then the third one is paying off debt. Because basically, even, a lot of people think it's hard to save. In my opinion, just saving just saving like $10 a month will make a real big difference. And a lot of people don't understand that starting with something is better, you know, in the end. A lot of people don't grasp that concept, you know, because they think, well, I got to pay $20 or I got to put $100 aside, and I can't do that. The best thing is to start small. You can start as low as $2 a week. You know, at best, always fraction things out to payments. Like I said about life insurance, if I'm gonna get some life insurance, what's the cheapest I can pay and how can it be affordable for me? I look at the terms of, okay, let's say a woman, she gets her hair done. I think on in my wife, she pays roughly about 70, I think she up to 60, 70 with the tip added, into for her hairdo, for get her hair done. Okay, let's say one for after 1 month, most people get their hair washed twice. My wife, she normally gets her hair washed twice. So let's go 1 week. I mean, 2 weeks. You wash your hair yourself. The next 2 weeks, you get it done. You get it washed. Or if you want a hairstyle, hairstyles run typically what anywhere from 125, 150 on up. Depending on the type of style. If you're going to do braids, So with that being said, you know, starting off just just 1 month, not even getting your hair done, that's enough money savings right there. Even with guys, typically guys will want to do things like, let's say get something to drink or add something new modification to their car. You know, I bought a $250 radio. It was actually cheap compared to the it was more like the generic because I bought it overseas. But this radio, touchscreen, Wi-Fi connect. I think it's a six. Nope, it's a 10-inch screen. It's a 10-inch screen, and for the most part, it sticks out from my dashboard. And the thing is, it's nice. You know, I could have saved that money, and if I was doing a life insurance at $50 a month, you know, that's already 5 payments right there for that 250 I spent on the radio. And there's other ways of budgeting, to save. Like I said, with a lot of stuff I have in my house, I have quads, I have four wheelers. My sons have dirt bikes. It's coming to a point right now. My sons are not riding their dirt bikes as much because they've actually grown out of them. I have the option of selling those and then putting them away for savings. So that's one of the big things that people got to look at too as well. The things that you have in your house. All these sites offer up Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist and eBay still, a lot of people don't, do it unless you're big collectors now with eBay, but they're all still available. So the thing is, you could take advantage of all those things and actually sell, you know, and, get you some money, put in your savings. For the most part, a lot of people got to grasp that concept. A lot of things that they do have, they can save. I mean, they can make money for savings, but I'm gonna go into the budgeting aspect because, like I said, there's a lot of apps. There's a lot of templates. If you Google, budget spreadsheets or anything, there's a lot of templates that you just plug in information. You know, how much money you make, how much money you're spending. Like I said, one of the best things a lot of people don't even take access to is with their banks. Because I know a lot. Well, for instance, I know what I have with PNC and with my Navy Federal. It can determine like the amount of money I'm spending, what I'm spending it on, and that's what the Mint app does. You can take that Mint app, plug all your accounts into that app. That app will break down, I mean, extensive. Like the reason why I was hooked onto one of my friends, he actually, eats at McDonald's, and I don't eat there, but he actually showed me how much McDonald's he spent in 1 month. And then he showed me how much McDonald's he spent 3 years ago. I was like, whoa. And it was completely from the Mint app. He went on there and had the spreadsheet where it showed monthly what he was spending his money on. And, it has a budgeting tool to where you can, delegate your money. Well, I'm only going to spend $250 on entertainment, $100 on eating out, and it breaks it down thoroughly. So anytime a person, goes over, you get an alert, you know. And that's the key thing. A lot of people with that Mint app, because a lot of people are dealing with apps right now, it makes it more convenient. Even if you're not even looking at your account, you get that notification on your phone. You're always checking your phone for notification. So once you get a notification saying that you're overeating, overspending, you'll understand, okay, I need to stop that. Okay, I'm not doing that no more. And so shout out to everybody that's coming in the chat. I see you in here trying to stay focused on my topic, but highlighting everybody that's coming in. Appreciate everybody for coming. And like I said, for the most part, those budgeting tools are real great for people so they can have an understanding on, just a plethora of what they're trying to do actually for their money. You know, when it comes down to it, I mean, far as even spending money on gas, you set yourself, you know how much money you spend on gas each week. I mean, for a lot of people, this is crazy. That's why I'm actually getting a car now because, the gas is just getting outrageous. I'm spending upwards of 130 on my one pickup truck, and my other one is down right now. I got into an accident with it, but that one I'm spending 85. And that 85 is, I got what is it, the Eco, it's like the Eco Boost or whatever for Dodge. But I'm spending that. But my other big truck, I'm spending like 135 on that. But that's because, I've like a 30-gallon tank. You know, gas here is about four. It's done went down. It was like 4.19 and 4.39, and it's done went down to 3.95 and 3.95, almost $4 now. But basically, as a return, you got to know what you're doing with your money, you know. And with me spending all that money, a situation long term, I rather invest that money into give me a smaller car, you know. And the thing is, budgeting for it. You know, a lot of people, not understanding the least little thing, like you say, eating out, all that plays a big factor in the budget. I did a review on my finances with my wife, and we was looking at, how we were affording so much, like car notes and other things back in the past. And it's like our money really hasn't changed that much as far as our job. So what is the biggest thing, that's impact us? And we figured it out. It was life insurance. I literally have so much more life insurance. I ended up getting more life insurance for me, got life insurance for my kids. So that's a big benefactor. And like I was telling my wife, those are the long term goals. Getting the life insurance and just sitting there, letting it grow long term, going in there, getting it. Like I have it to where my younger kids, I got them a policy. They're 11 years old, and I have twins. So the biggest thing with them, by the time they turn 18, minimum, they have money in there where they can go in and take out at minimum. And with them having a universal life insurance, is going into the market. So as long as the market is doing good, their money's doing good. You know, so basically, like I said, it's different templates you can use. As far as the budgeting, different apps you can use for your budgeting, and then going into savings. Minimum $10, $5 every week, every month. You end up getting $60 for the year if you're putting that little money aside. But at the same time, you got to start somewhere. I mean, that's the biggest thing. When you don't start, you basically lose out. So you got to start somewhere. Even though it might be $1, putting that dollar away, it helps. But the point of it is, you got to be willing to sacrifice and know that when you're budgeting, stick to the goal. A lot of people want to take advantage of certain things without sticking to the goal. Your friends want to go out. There's going to be some weekends you can't go out. I had some friends come into town this weekend, and they went out, hung out at the club last night. I don't typically do clubs too much, but it was their birthday. I could have ended up going out just to celebrate with them and, left a little early. But it wasn't in the budget. So, I paid at the house and everything. It had to go. I could have easily squeeze it in and, pull money from somewhere else. But to me, it was just unnecessary money. I see them all the time. And even though they came in from New Orleans, I seen them and everything. So Oh, but I seen them the whole weekend they were here. So when it come down to it, it is what it is. You know, they'll be back. See them again. So get some water. All right. So basically, going to the last one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and probably open up and let some people come up on the panel. But paying off debt, that's the biggest thing that a lot of people not grasping the concept of with paying off debt. When people are paying off debt, the key thing, you know, it goes back into budgeting. You got to have it in the budget to how much money you can delegate to actually paying off your debt. You know, if you know you have your regular house bills, you know, rent, water, all the essentials, car note, those things that got to get paid, you know, main. And to not accrue debt by using your card as much. You know, there's a lot of people that take advantage of the point system that they have, cash back. So they typically can use their cards and get cash back on the points and everything and use them to pay off certain things. But mainly, if you have the money in your account, budget it that way. You know, you use your card because my cousin, that's one of his biggest assets. What he do, he uses his card to pay all the bills that he can. He uses his card to buy gas, groceries, and get those 2 times the points and all that stuff. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the year, he's using gift cards for people for Christmas. He's actually going into the point of using, you know, the points to be even paying off his card. And a lot of people, you know, they have a good structured system that way. But you know, as far as if you're not even good with balancing the money like that because it's there, you're gonna spend it. You know, you don't put it in the savings to like you don't have it. That might not be a good option. But you know, that's a good thing with a lot of people paying off their debt that way. You know, and helping. Whew, gas at 10. But you know, that's like one of the biggest things that you know a lot of people got to get into. And as far as budgeting their money, as far as with anything that you're doing, paying off your debt. Some people have debt from 10 years, and you know, there's ways of not paying it, but you know, going on your credit, hassling, you know, you even actually trying to apply for houses, you know, because the biggest thing with people wanting to apply for a house is mainly a lot of debt that they have. You know, you had your fun when you're in your teens and stuff, and as you grow older, you know, you get more responsible about things and responsible about life. You can't afford a house because of all the debt you accrued over the years. And, you know, that hits a lot of people to where they have issues along that line. Yeah. So when it comes down to you know, it just quiet as kept. Accruing debt is easy, paying it off is hard. You know, credit cards are, you know, the biggest hassle, you know, dealing with the cars. A lot of people get to a point where they, you know, get the bigger and better and fancier car and put themselves in debt. I mean, it's no shot to the ladies, but you know, in Atlanta, I'm always laughing because I see so many women driving BMW SUVs. I'm like, I swear they giving them away like lollipops out here. And my wife, she wants one too. And I told her, I'm like, it's not in the budget. You know, I mean, the biggest thing is we can get the car all day, but far as maintenance, that's the thing that kills me. You know, you go from actually, you know, doing a light bulb change out to you only have to take a few little parts off. Like even the domestic cars now are doing this. You have to take off the whole front end panel just to take out the dual bulb. My old pickup truck, the biggest thing for me is to open the hood, stick my hand back there, twist the bulb cap, pop my bulb off, put one back in, and then twist it and snap it back in. My other newer car, I had to take off the panel that covers where the radiator is at, and then do it. So it took a little more, but you know I had to pop out, snap all the fastenings that close it. And one of my friends, he has an Audi. it took him so much to actually do it. He ended up just paying the guy like $200 because at the dealership, I think he said they was trying to, and that was like 150. The dealership they was trying to pay him almost two or something to do that. And so I mean, it's crazy, you know. When it comes down to it, a lot of people in the finances, it's just having those nice cars. Like I said, it's good. We can buy one, but the maintenance on them. One of my friends, his I think his wife or her friend or something like that. Yeah, I think it was his wife's friend. She had a X5. She drove the car without getting the brakes on her, the BMW X5. She drove the car without getting the brakes changed or did or anything. She burnt out all four rotors and messed up the brakes. It cost her $8,000 just to do that. And you know, when they fixed the brakes, you know, the first thing they recommended her to do, get new tires. You know, the tires from all that braking and stuff, sliding, the tires were wore out, so she had to get new tires. And you know, typically run flats and all them, they start at probably $300 a tire. You know, even with the all season tread tires, those are top of the line good tires. You're paying almost $1,200, but those tires last longer. You know, and typically buying them from the used tire shop, you're changing out tires uh 3 to 6 months, maybe. You're not keeping those tires for a full year. You know, so buying the new tires actually, you know, is better for you to actually get new tires, but a lot of people don't have it in the budget to buy new tires, you know, because they have the miles on it, which, you know, you're supposed to drive. If it's not anything like wear and tear on the street, that's pretty much a given for you, you know, as far as for your tires. Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it just those things, you know, that's why I was telling my wife when it comes to the budget of us actually getting a new car, just a simple car that's taking us from point A to point B, and it has, you know, some of the new amenities that you want, you know, of course, the keyless entries and stuff like that. And that's the biggest thing with my wife. She has always had a car note. She has always had a car note. All right, so we're going over here at 11, Sheila. All right, for the Sausalito channel. I don't even have my. Probably have to get on my Wiscom and set it up to where I can actually show the channel. But yeah, that'll be the next channel we go to right there. All right, because I want to actually pull up their channel so people can see it as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably open up, and like I said, we can all talk, you know, a little finance right now and things that we doing and not doing to help ourselves to be financially stable. Because like my biggest thing is everybody growing and learning together, you know, because that's one of the biggest things. Our parents, some of us, our parents had the, you know, financial backing to teach us things, and some of us didn't have that, but at the same time we're learning on the fly. You know, that's one of the biggest things in the community. If we don't know anything, you know, some people are just mainly lost. But to an extent, if you do know, you're going to give knowledge to your kids and everyone around you, you know. And that's the thing where me and Alonzo talked about in the Jewish community, you know, when it comes down to it, they have at minimal 7 life insurance policies on most of their elders, you know, because as a regard, it's no shot that I had to learn this, you know, about my grandma getting life insurance with her. You're going to get old. And it's not saying that you're putting your parents or anybody in a death sentence, but you want to make sure they're taken care of. And also with you, it's a savings fund. You know, the minimum money you putting in, 50 or $100, if you can afford it, it's going long term, you know, to the point to where, you know, you can share and have things available. And oh yeah, Sheila, I forgot to ask you about Alonzo. He was trying to come in at 2 o'clock. So is that a good time, Sheila, for Alonzo? But yeah, I mean, those are the key things right there. When it come down to it, a lot of people having that understanding about your finances, you know, how to move with finance, how finance will be available for you, for beneficial for you, for the point where when it really comes down to it, having that money savings can ultimately buy you a house. That was one of the misunderstandings I had as far as with all right, stuff thumb bar right there. Hey, what's going on?
We here.
Yeah, man.
What's going on, Chief? Hey, I'm gonna be quick. I'm about to go
Okay.
to church with my mom. I'm up in Buffalo. Just really quickly. Thank you for doing this. I gotta have you over to talk about this over a much. uh, budgeting. I mentioned this in the chat. Budgeting for some people is like a bad word. It represents control in a bad way. Especially for people who live by the work hard, play hard mantra. And if that's whoever's listening to this, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I do believe I know that I have savings minus debt over on my channel sometimes. Some of the things that he says, are kind of jarring for people who never hear that. But I do believe that being in debt, our financial system is predicated upon people being in debt and making payments for prolonged periods of time. So part of freeing yourself from all that, part of freeing yourself of financial stresses is controlling the money. And controlling the money, it takes time. You describe sitting down with your wife and taking a look at where you guys are spending, what you guys can tweak, what you guys can decrease. That's part of it. But staying out of long-term debt and that slavery, that's part of what you have to do. But that's hard to do for some people because they weren't taught. They either weren't taught or they're not open to putting some controls on it. But control isn't bad if it keeps you if it keeps your credit score high and if it keeps you out of a bad place financially. That's what I think. Some control. I mean, there's a balance. You do have to enjoy the money. You do have to enjoy yourself. You do have to enjoy the fruits of your labor to some degree. And I think I'm unusual in that I come from modest means. I'm pretty open about that. So I've had to learn how to spend, how to do some nice things. But I'm not an advocate for indebting myself with credit cards because there was a period which I got myself in trouble with credit card debt. I went without a car for about 8 years in the DMV, the DC area, and that was all just to dig myself out. And I never want to be beholden to Visa, MasterCard, and American Express again. But that takes planning and it takes intentionality. So that's what I want to say. I'll stay for about a few more minutes. I want to chop on this donut, and then I got to run. You still there?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So, that's like one of the key things that I was doing with my wife when we were doing our budgeting was actually sitting down and going over things because the crazy part was my kids actually got to go to Jamaica and they went to Barbados. One of her cousins was getting married in Barbados, and the plane tickets to Barbados for a family of 4, rough. And even though we were budgeting to the point that we both could have went, well, all 4 of us could have went, but the thing of it was, like I told her, let's just take that money and save it and do something else with it, And then they end up going to Jamaica with their grandmother, end up having to budget and pay for that. And, like I said, we just save money, put it to the side, because we're actually going to Jamaica ourselves come October around our birthday again, because both of us are Libras. My wife's birthday is 5 days after mine, and then our wedding anniversary is the day after her birthday. So, we have all that within the month of October that we do. So we're gonna plan on taking a trip to Jamaica, and that's the budget that we set for ourselves. So when it came down to it, I was like, if we take the trips to these other places, and it's gonna hinder us, from doing this. But the kids, if we can budget a way for the kids can go and they still be safe dealing with family, I'd rather do that. Just like in the end of the school year going into the summer, the kids are going back to Jamaica again with their grandparents. So that's a good thing for them to experience traveling and things and having their passports and just getting outside of the country and stuff. But key thing is you have to budget for that. Welcome and Sheila. But yeah, that's
Um,
one of the key things. You got to budget for that to actually, set it in motion. Because if we don't budget for them to go and us to, go in October, somebody's not going. And relatively being spoiled, the adults are going to take it over the kids. But seeing if we can work it out to where it benefits that everybody gets to, have a point, whether we do a couple more hours, relegate funds, because we're going to be doing some renovation in the house. So that's going to have to get paid for in the budget as well. So whether working extra hours, like I said, the savings part, having the money in the savings, or once again, like I said, selling things to, accrue the money to pay for certain, things that need to be done. So, but hey, Sheila.
Good morning, and I want to say, this is a beauty. You hear me, she?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit low, but I hear you.
Good morning, she and my brother on the piano. This is a beautiful topic, she. Good information, and I want to thank you for your humble experience, always giving us wisdom and knowledge and understanding, bringing stuff on YouTube, and thank you for being a part of Dolby Live-a-thon. And also, we would like for you to get other brothers. Let me know by this week, because we need to hear other brothers' stories. Y'all have a lot of wisdom and knowledge and understanding that we need to hear stuff like this. We really do. And the live-a-thon, as we support each content creator, we want y'all numbers to go high so y'all can get those 500, have a community wall, and also to start getting your channel monetized. And that's how we doing a live-a-thon. That's how I keep on pushing you, she. Yes.
Yeah, and
Well,
I thank you for that. Go ahead.
no, I'm gonna say, Sheila, if there's a way I can network with you all, I'm interested in that. I have a science channel. I have a couple channels, but I'm trying to grow my science and technology channel. She knows about that, but
Yeah,
way I can work with you all, I'm open to doing so.
yeah, and Dr.
Yes.
Dunbar. Dr. Dunbar has his shine. I mean, just let him know the plethora of channels you have, because I mean,
Probably,
doc.
for our people, that's probably the most important one,
Okay.
because we're behind in that area, in terms of the economy and the fourth industrial wave. We're behind there. So I've got over 1,000 subs. I need to get the watch hours up, but I just need to get the word out a little more and get
Okay.
interest,
So
get the interest up.
what we need y'all to do, we need y'all to give us times, and please be there faithful. If you need an hour, or because I had a feeling for somebody today, and that could have been she time or your time. So please, she, can you let me know no later than tomorrow so I could tell Dobie, because Dobie looking for, she the creator. Dobie Milton is the creator of this live-a-thon. God put in her heart. And Dobie is an OG. Everybody know her over there in the beach sector, and she good when it comes to numbers, creating channels and everything. And we looking for some good people to support. My channel monetize, other people monetize. We trying to push she and other good brothers. Alfonso, we need him. We need this guy right here on the panel. We need y'all guys. Okay? So please let me know no later than tomorrow, she. And so if y'all need a Pacific time, y'all need a lock in every Sunday or whatever, let us know and we'll do that. Dobie will do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna put my channel in the chat. That's okay. People could go.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did a
And
stream yesterday. I did 2 videos on kidney health, kidney structure and function and disease. I'm about to do something. I'm about to do something on kidney organ donation. In addition to technologies and other things. But before I drop off, she thank you for the time. It's nice to meet you, Sheila. Someone wrote in the chat, Amex, the Amex card is no joke. No. When you, it's funny when you pay your Amex card back, Amex, they don't wait, man. They take that money right out checking account. So
Yeah.
I can vouch for that, and they will hit you hard, Amex, if you're late, even just by a couple hours. So,
Okay.
nice to meet you all. I'll talk to you later, She.
Okay, and then we're going to Pretty Saucy Leo. We're going to her next. That's what we do with the live-a-thon. We have each person go next. So we be over there 11 o'clock. Always She, when you start, that's why I said when start, try to start like 5 minutes before. Like I'm just saying, if I start at 9, I end at 10. Just try to start 10 minutes before, so I can have the people just go over there, over to your channel. That's how we want to do it, so we won't lose people. Okay. You hear me, She?
My bad. I had it on mute, but yeah, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna keep on supporting you. We love you. We love the information. Everybody excited. What you bring to the table. She keep on doing what you're doing. Like I said, this is your time to shine now, bro. You help everybody else. Now you got good people who helping you and pushing you on. You hear me?
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
And you
So
blessed day.
basically, Dr. Dunbar just actually dropped his link.
And I'm ready to
And
start right now. And get with him and Alfonso and see what time is good for y'all. And we're
okay.
gonna put you on the schedule. Because your time, you locked with this time every Sunday, right?
Okay, yeah, I can be locked for this. And you said 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 o'clock is the time.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. So see what time is good for Alonzo, and then our brother who just got off, and I'm great to start his channel. We're great to go over to a Pretty Saucy Leo channel. Thank you, She, and you and your family have a blessed day. Because I know you
Okay.
probably driving. Okay. Thank
And
you.
I'm gonna pull up Pretty Saucy's channel.
Okay. And we doing her in the chat too. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, let me pull up her channel, then I can actually share it over here to my page. I already subbed to her. All right, I just dropped her link in the chat, and her video is at 7 minutes before she goes live. So I'm gonna end up keep dropping it throughout. We can work something out for that. Trying to highlight her name. All right. All right, there we go. We can actually work something out, or we can do it. My email, let me go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm using my other phone and I ain't go downstairs and get my laptop. But that's my email right there. And we can work it out to where we can schedule something to where I can do 30, you can do 30, or if you need only 15, because it helps when everybody as a collective work together. You can come on my channel and then, we can go from there. And sometime I might have it to where go on your channel and schedule it. Because, that's the biggest thing that I'll be trying to get people encouraged. Because I tell people all this all the time. Every time if I'm sub to your channel, 9 times out of 10, you're going to always see my hands that we here. And I'm going to come check your channel out. Even if I come in and leave we here in the comment section after looking at your video, sometimes I'm not accessed by my phone to where I can touch it. And if I do touch it, I'm actually leaving more comments talking about the video. Because, I drive trucks. So the biggest thing, safety first, safety first. But when it comes down to it, I can actually look at the channel, comment on it. And a lot of people, having an understanding, like a lot of videos that people have out here, far as entertaining, far as, actual knowledge being taught or being presented to us. That's the key thing. there's a side where I want to be entertained and look at things, but there's another side to where you actually want the knowledge as well. And Dr. Dunbar dropped his channel again, for people to go over there and check him out because his channel is actually pretty good. He does a lot of breakdown of things. There you go. So when it comes down to it, like I said, just growing with the knowledge, having just understanding, because that's the biggest thing with far as our finances is budgeting. That's the biggest crisis of all. The budgeting starts with us. I mean, just learning a plethora of things. Far as says knowing what we want to do with our money, that's like the biggest thing is the budgeting part. A lot of people are lacking in budgeting. And who was it that was here? Frugal Mama and Be the Different. Well, no, Wellness with Frugal Mama and Be the Difference Clothing. And both of them, they were in here. They actually was driving, so I wanted to shout them out because they were driving. I'm looking at my phone now. Got to get ready to leave. But in general, as it comes, a lot of us having an understanding about our money and our finance. That's the key thing. That's what I keep trying to get people to have an understanding. Budgeting your money, actually know where your money is going. Because at one point, I was reckless with my money. I knew that I had, amount of money when I got paid, but due to this thing about everybody paying auto now, it throws my money off. So key thing is using a calendar. And this is a thing for a lot of people. It's a hack that I do for myself. I have the Google Calendar. You can do it with Apple. I know they have calendars as well, but everything's hooked up to my Google. I have passcodes in my calendar, but it's all abbreviated. So I know the abbreviation and my wife knows the abbreviation for the passcodes, because I tell her this passcode abbreviation is this passcode abbreviation is that. So if she don't know it, she can always call me. But when we pay bills, the bill structure is right there in the phone. We know that the bills are due this day. We do them at least, 2 to 3 days before, or at least 5 days before. So even if we know the bill is due Thursday, you tend to know that by the weekend that you got a bill coming up, within the 5-day span. And it's been working well on the budget. We start knowing that, certain bills are due on this day, a rough estimate of what it always costs, do typical your gas bill, something like that. It goes up and down. Excuse me, goes up and down depending on the the months. And it started to turn a lot of people older to start thinking about bills and how to pay them and how to budget and stuff like that. But I always laugh because my wife, I know she's gonna kill me for this, but she has this notion that she not old. I'm like, we both old. We getting older in years, but there's nothing wrong with that because I always look at being older as being wise and wisdom. When it comes down to that. All right, so is she live now? Let me go over and check her channel. Oh boy. Okay, she's at 11. She's about to actually get ready to go live in 1 more minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and I'm gonna drop her link again in the chat. Everybody, we finna get ready to go over there. Pretty Saucy Leo, I'm about to go to her channel again. Let's see. Drop the link in there one more time for everybody so we can get over there and check out her channel. The link in there one more time for all right, so there's the link right there again. And thanks to everybody for coming. I hope they start taking key. I'm actually going to come at my laptop next time to where we can start doing some slides and actually, look at some videos and interacting and stuff. But there's the link right there for everybody. I'm about to get ready to sign off. She's about to get ready to come up in one more minute. So I just dropped the link. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop it one more time because it's 11 o'clock. She's live right now. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, King Waves, man. I'm able to look at these. Appreciate it, King Waves. There we go. Yeah, and so I like this what Sheila's doing, man, because it's actually, helping a lot of people. Actually helping a lot of people. All right, Sheila.
Yeah. 2 is available. Alonzo, he can come on that 2 if he wants to.
You said what now?
He could come on that 2 to 3.
Okay, I'll let him
If
know.
him and the other guy want to split the time, they can. I just talked to them. They can.
So come on at 2.
He could come on too. Not Avanzo. Then he said he want to come on too. Avanzo?
Yes.
Yes. And then the other one, they want to split the time or whatever. However, 2 to 3.
You talking about what? Okay. I know
Okay.
Alonzo can come on 2 to 3, and then
Okay. Yeah. And then if he want to be locked in that time, tell him to let us know. And then the other one, I
Dr.
just look at
Dunbar was just on.
he Dr. Dunbar. He got awesome channel. We're going to see which time is good for him for next week.
Okay.
It's up to him, and we just want to lock y'all in that every Sunday. So
Okay, that's fine.
and y'all can't then just let us know. So we can
And
put you on.
Saucy, she's live now. So
Yeah, she live now. I just wanted to come over here and tell you that.
okay.
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 All right. Okay. Thank you, and we appreciate y'all.
No
Okay.
problem. All right, Frank. What's going on? Frank G, Sports News. What's going on, Frank? Everybody's actually about to go over to another live, Frank. Saucy Leo. I'm about to get ready to end this right here. And appreciate everybody for coming up. Appreciate everybody for coming in. I'm about to get ready to go over there. Swoop, Frank. But yeah, we about to get ready to go over there. I'm gonna drop the link one more time for everybody before we go over there. This is crazy. I need to go ahead and get my laptop. I was not prepared. Coming. She's already live. All right, so the link is in the chat. I'm about to get ready to end this, and the thing is, I'm giving everybody about at least one more minute to go over there. Before I end this, but like I said, key is knowing the finance, checking it out, weighing your options. Look what you're dealing with. All right, and she's live. So I'm about to check in right now with her. Everybody got 3 more people in the box. Go ahead and hold that link up there one more time before I go ahead and close out. I'm starting to see everybody slide over to her channel. All right, one more in the box. And like I said, this is a wrap. Thanks for everybody for coming.